Greetings, Southern Cameroonians. Greetings, Ambazonia. This is King H. Ambazonians. The Swiss dialogue that everybody is talking about is not something that we need at this moment. It's not something that we want to be discussing at this moment. The Swiss dialogue is irrelevant because we are fighting a revolution. We are fighting a war. Yes, eventually we will want dialogue, but this is not the moment that we need it. This is not the moment for us to be asking. We're not literally actually asking, we are literally begging for a dialogue. But this is not the time for us to beg for a dialogue. This is not the time to be talking about Swiss dialogue. This is the time for us to use the spirit of the Ambazonian people. That spirit that is so high right now, to fight the forces of La Republic de Cameroon and defeat them completely out of our 14 counties. Defeat them completely and drive them out of our 14 counties, out of our state Ambazonia, and have complete autonomy. And then we push the war. After we have complete control over our 14 counties and our state Ambazonia, we push the war inside La Republic de Cameroon, push the war to Douala, we push the war to the west of Cameroon. We make sure that the war now will be fought in their own territory. That is when they will come and seek for us to have a dialogue. But at this moment when we are fighting and they are still in our country, in our state Ambazonia, in our country Southern Cameroon, talking about Swiss dialogue is useless. Talking about Swiss dialogue is begging La Republic. And if we are on our knees begging for La Republic, we've been doing that for over 50 years. What have we achieved? Right now, Southern Cameroon needs is power, military power. That's the absolute truth. And only for Southern Cameroon to gain or obtain that military power, money must be contributed and money must be used for that purpose. We don't need leaders, incompetent leaders who take the money that has been given by the people for the purpose of the revolution. They take and eat, or don't apply the funds for the purpose it was requested for. We don't need incompetent leaders from the interim government, because they have shown to us that they don't give a damn about the revolution. They give a damn about money. That's what they give a damn about, money. We need better leaders who will stay focused and fight the revolution, because that's the only way we can have control over our territory. That is the only way. If we lose this revolution, if we lose this war, that's it. That even special title that was given by the president of La Republic Cameroon will be revoked if we lose this war. And to talk about that special title that was given by the president of La Republic to Anglophones, to Southern Cameroonians, to Ambazonians, the reason that was given is because they know that they don't have control over the territory of Southern Cameroon. They know they don't have the rights to be inside Southern Cameroon. And that special status was presented or was given to us because it's a way to anchor the land of Southern Cameroon to La Republic, so that they can continue to do what they are doing, which is stealing the resources and then leaving our people hand dry with nothing. For over 50 years, Southern Cameroon have been suffering. Meanwhile, it's a rich country. So the special shit is nonsense. And the Swiss dialogue is stupid. It's ridiculous. As Eric Tato said, if any Southern Cameroon talk about this, the Swiss dialogue, give them a slap. because that is not what we need now. What we need now, since our spirit is elevated, since our spirit is so high, what we need now is to fund our military all over the 14 counties of Southern Cameroon, so that those counties can be strong and independent and can face the military forces of the Republic in their county, not sitting and fighting each other like what is happening in Guzang. Have our soldiers not learned anything from the past Guzang issue? Why do we have to be fighting? Our military have to be fighting each other. Meanwhile, they need to stay focused and fight the forces for La Republic in their respective counties. In their respective counties. Southern Cameroon needs a strong military. We need a military that could have MK19 grenade machine gun, M16 A2 5.56 rifle, machine guns, M16 A3, M16 A4. Those weapons that when our forces they hold and they're shooting at the military forces of La Republic, the military forces of La Republic will know that, hey, this is not something to fuck with. You know what I'm saying? This is not something to play around with. The military of La Republic will know when we have those special machine guns. But what our leaders, so-called leaders, doing? They are talking about Swiss dialogue. This is not the moment. This is not the time. This is not the period to waste the energy on the Swiss dialogue. Because in order for us to have any dialogue, and we don't want to just have any dialogue, we want the Republic to beg to have dialogue with us. And to do that, if we can make the Republic beg to have dialogue with us, this is exactly what we need to do. Make our military strong, so they could destroy the forces of our Republic within the 14 counties and drive them out into their own country, and then take the war to the Republic region. Take the war across the river. That's what we need to do. When we have driven them all out of Southern Cameroon, we need to take the war so that their people can feel the heat of war. And when they feel the heat of war, day in, day out, just like our people are feeling it, they will beg for dialogue. We shouldn't be asking for dialogue. We shouldn't be begging for dialogue. Our leaders are showing true weakness. They're showing lack of leadership. Talking about Swiss dialogue, those are people who cannot face the war. Those leaders don't know what they're doing. They're begging, literally on their knees begging, just like Agba Bala was begging for federation. Any person talking about Swiss dialogue or encouraging Swiss dialogue is begging La Republic. And you can see the picture that Biya took when he was as he's in Europe, more relaxed, more happy, because in a way he has things in control, and the international community support him by giving him incentive, what he wants, money, so that he could do what he needs. Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians, our focus right now at this moment is to enhance our military. Is to enhance our military. If we make our military strong and make sure that our military are not fighting among themselves, they should stay focused on tasks, fighting the enemies within the counties and destroying and eliminating the enemies, so that we could have control. As a matter of fact, let me tell you something. We have military forces all over the 14 counties. Ambazonians, which county is completely free from the forces of La Republic of Cameroon? None. Zero. Their presence are still dead. Which shows that we haven't won anything. I'm not saying that we're not doing anything. We're doing what we're doing, but more work must be done. if we really want to win this revolution, if we really want an independent state of Ambazonia, the military forces must grow with strong abilities, become more powerful than our enemies' forces, so that we can wipe out our enemy forces in our 14 nations and have complete control. And when we have that complete control, it doesn't matter if the forces of it doesn't matter if the international community hasn't recognized our independence. So long as we can control our state and drive the forces from the Republic out of our state and take the war into their own state, so that they should feel what it means to go through war. When their people are saying war in their own country, they will now beg for dialogue, and then we will have more control of how we want how things should work out. This is King Echu, and I'm out till next time.